Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, hey, hello, my name is Diamond. Today in this video, I'm just going to be talking about basically giving y'all, telling y'all basically why I left my job that I was almost at for 2 years. It basically would have been 2 years in August. It's June right now. Just talking about how they were basically like low-key pressuring me to get this COVID-19 vaccine, and basically just talking about when to let like a job go when it's like messing up your peace. So I was working at this retirement home. I'm not gonna say the name of this retirement home, but I was working at this retirement home as a dietary server. I actually left my job that I'm at currently right now, which is FedEx, to go to there. So like I used to be at FedEx full time, but now I'm part time. But I used to be at FedEx full time before I went to this retirement home, and then I went to retirement home, and then I stopped working at FedEx completely, and I was there for almost a year. You know, working really hard. I felt like, it wasn't really a hard job. It's just like a job that has a lot to it. Like you're doing a lot. Like you're serving, you're doing like side work, like taking out trash, serving like restaurant style, but basically just like in a retirement home, if that makes sense. Like you're still like taking their orders with like menus on like taking their orders with like 2 entrees or a bunch of entrees that they can choose from, like but 2 choices of the day type of thing. Just just serving it like restaurant style. Like a lot that plays into that. You gotta bring the drinks out first. They might want soup, all of that stuff. I was working really hard basically. I remember like for those of you who've been watching my channel, I had broke my hands. I have like the marks from it right here where I had my pins at, and I was still like serving. Like I was not one of the type of people that like were like, oh, I can't do this and that just because I had a broken hand or whatever. So I was still on the floor, I was still serving, basically working my ass off for this job. Yeah, so I guess you can say I got like low-key promoted like above the servers and whatnot. And let me tell y'all, when they promoted me, so they wanted me to be like a designated trainer, I guess. When they promoted me to be this designated trainer, like when I was in the office getting my little promotion, whatever, after they told me how much my raise was gonna be, that's literally the only thing I ever heard after that. It was like, just like, I was like, really, I'm just gonna get paid this much? Like, okay, that's basically nothing. That's literally how I felt. Like it was literally nothing. And it was even more messed up when they say that they hire servers coming in at a certain wage, but then later on you find out that people get more than you when they're getting hired on, but they're telling me that they want me to be the designated trainer, but you're gonna hire people in making the same as me and or more. Like that just doesn't make any sense at all. But yeah, I was working at this job for like months before I got my promotion, but I was still working to my full extent. But like as I'm working there, and as like a lot of people are coming and going, like a lot of people come and go, and they were like, oh, I get paid, because they like in orientation they tell you that you're not supposed to be like sharing your wage with anybody else because of reasons why they can hire people in making more than you, and then the people that are already there are gonna get mad, like me. But like knowing that I was working so hard and stuff, and people were getting hired in more than me, making more than me or the same amount. This is before I even got promoted. I'm like, now I see y'all are very sketchy. Then I got promoted, and then I got the promotion raise, which was like $1 more, I think. And that's all I could focus on when they were telling me like, oh, you're promoted, yada yada yada. It's definitely one of the things that got on my nerves. And it got on my nerves even more because this job predominantly like hires high schoolers, because I feel like they can't keep anybody because it's a lot of work that you have to do. And it's like perfect for high schoolers because it works around their schedule, and because you can get younger people to do all this work, especially if it's like their first job, and to be content with it. But I'm like, dang, y'all couldn't give me a better raise, and I've been here for way longer. Considering that we couldn't really hire like adults and whatnot, we were always pretty much short. Like we would be serving a bunch of tables at once. It just became like too much work. So it was like, first red flag was like the pay rate, the people getting more money than me, and I've been here longer. Second, we were always short. Third, like what bother me and get on my nerves is how like it's a retirement home, and it's predominantly white. Like more white people work there than black people, and like none of the residents there that were like in the retirement home were black either. Like it was like all white, and it was probably like one or two Hispanics or like or people like that, but it mainly just like white people. And when like Valentine's Day, when the 4th of July, when St. Patrick's Day, you name any holiday, Halloween, Easter, when all those holidays came around, it was fully decked down, fully decorated, fully everything with decorations everywhere, like literally for every other holiday other than Martin Luther King Day. Not really any decorations for Black History Month, like just stuff like that really irked my nerves, and that got on my nerves just because it's like you have black employees that work here, so for you to be decorating every other holiday to its full extent, but when it comes around and it's a holiday for me, people of my color, black people, and you don't have any type of decorations or anything like that, that makes me feel some type of way too. So my first year when I noticed that, I didn't really say too much about it, but my second year I was like, I made it like kind of like my duty to say something about that. And there's this guy who works there in activities, and he's black, and I mentioned something to him. I'm like, hey, like where are the Black History Month, you know, decorations and whatnot? And he was below like the activities director, so I don't know if he said something. I think he mentioned something before, but they probably like brushed it off because you know how white people are, honestly. So that nothing really happened. But then he actually, for Black History Month, he made like a little poster and whatnot for like, you know, just basically shouting out a lot of black people that have significantly, you know, affected us in a good positive way, and made a little poster board of it. But that was like literally the only thing that was in the whole building. Like that is so sad. Like, and why does he have to make that for y'all to acknowledge what y'all should be acknowledging, which is Black History Month? Like that is so stupid to me. So I low-key kind of felt some type of way about this too, because I basically asked him, I'm like, so since you made that, do you just feel like I should not say anything? And he was like, yeah. And I feel like even though he said that, I should have still said something, because the type of person I am, like, what if another black girl or black young man, whatever, works there? I feel like I should have said something that way. It could have been a difference before I left, because I mean, come on, like that's just ridiculous, honestly. That's really how I feel. Like I don't feel like we should have to say anything. I feel like it should just be automatic. Like I don't understand that. So that really got on my nerves too. That was one of the things that really got on my nerves about that job, like literally. Fast forward, we are now in COVID times. You feel me? So a lot of changes, a lot of things are going on. We have to accommodate to certain situations, like the dining room's not open anymore, just a bunch of stuff. So for like when this whole COVID thing started, we had to start wearing masks like everybody did, and then we also had to start wearing like a face shield, which was kind of annoying. It was very annoying, just because when you're wearing a face shield and you have on a mask and you're serving, because you're running back and forth, like I said before, it's restaurant style, so you're always like running back and forth. That was really annoying. Then on top of that, the residents can't hear me because I'm speaking with a mask and also a face shield, so it just makes the job like 20 times harder. You know, I'm dealing with old people, so they can't freaking hear me. On top of me being short, we always being short, on top of them not paying me to my full extent, like just a bunch of stuff, like just got on my nerves. Like, yeah, so we had to wear that. It was like hot, you know, we running back and forth and whatnot. So people, they made it to where we had to get tested. I believe it was every 2 weeks, I believe. Every 2 weeks, I believe we had to go get tested, like the nasal swab, you know, how you get tested for the COVID and whatnot. Then they trickled down and made it to where it was like every once a week. It was every once a week instead of making 2 times a week. I mean, every 2 weeks. They just decided to make it every once a week. So we started doing that. And then they started offering up this vaccine, you know, how this vaccine came out and everything. They started offering up the vaccine. So the people who did decide to take the vaccine, you know, they took it and they were good. For people who didn't, you know, we still had to get tested. They still had to get tested, I believe. Everybody still just had to get tested. And then they started making it for people who did not get the vaccine, had to come in every week, every week, twice a week, just to come get tested for the COVID. So yeah, so people who got vaccinated, I guess they had to for a little bit, but then after they got their second round of the vaccine, then I guess, you know, they don't have to get tested anymore. I'm pretty sure, I'm not too accurate on that, but yeah, so now the people who aren't, they have to get tested twice a week. Yeah, so that means, like, if you're not scheduled, if it's not your off, if it's your off day or whatever, you still have to come up there and get tested. You still gotta be there at some point in time. That's annoying. Well, it wasn't annoying for me because I work there full time, but like, all this is going on. Keep in mind that all of this is going on, and I'm just like, I've been here for some months, so I'm getting tired of all this that's going on. So like, before I left, they decided to, this is ridiculous, y'all, like, literally. So like, we all have like these like little name tags and whatnot, and on a basic name tag, if I have a picture, I'll insert it so I can show y'all what I'm talking about, but I'm pretty sure I deleted it, I don't know. But on a basic name tag, our name is written in black, right? But they went so far to like, I feel like low-key like pressure people to get the vaccine, to, instead of having your name in black, for those who got the vaccine and were vaccinated, they made all new badges for all the employees in the whole building, which is a lot of employees because it's a retirement home and it's a lot of residents. They made their name in green, and then the people who are just like, you know, regular people who did not want the vaccine, their name was in black. So like, what the heck? Like, that, I feel like that's so stupid to me. Like, why does that even matter? Like, to where you gotta, like, that's like my personal information. Like, if I want to go get a shot, then I want it. If I don't, I don't. I don't know why that has to be publicized. Like, you know what I'm saying? But for the people who are not vaccinated, have to wear face shields still. But the people who aren't, who are vaccinated, they cannot wear the face shield. So all this is going on. All this is getting on my nerves. All this is changing, and like, all this is happening. Keep in mind that I'm a good worker. All this is happening, so I'm getting tired. So I'm just like, you know what? I'm gonna go part-time. So I went part-time, and they try to like basically have me stay, but at this point I was just so tired of everything that was going on, everything with the COVID, everything with being sure, everything with me doing all this work, and then they want to try and offer me like is it the money? Like, do you need a raise, this and that? And I told them straight up, as I was in the office, I was just like, I just don't like how you, like, I was basically telling them, like, you cannot change my mind. Like, my mind is already set. Like, I'm gonna go part-time because that's just what I want to do. I also mentioned how people get paid more than me, or like the same rate as me coming in the door, and one of the bosses was just like, well, you know, people could just be talking shit, basically. Like, and I was like, no, because they would have no reason to lie to me. Like, people that's gonna come in for 2 weeks and then quit a week later, they have no reason to lie to me. So I feel like, you know, that was just like shady right then and there. They're trying to convince me that I'm basically just hearing stuff by ear. Like, no. And then it was even more crazy is that all this is happening, I'm still the trainer, and I was training somebody at that time, and they told me that they got paid the same exact amount as me coming in. As they got paid the same amount coming in. Remind you, they told me when I was in the hiring process, like when I got my interview, that they only hired those servers at a certain amount. Like, it's just a bunch of bullshit that was going on. And for me to be training somebody and they told me that they got paid the same wage as me, and it was basically like a slap in the face. It was like, okay, so you know what? Me going part-time at this job is just basically telling me, like, this is exactly why I don't even need to be here. So I went part-time for a little bit, and every time that I still had to work at my job, even though I was part-time, I would like dread coming in because I hated that place. And now that I'm looking back, I feel like I should have just took that time when I went part-time and dang near just put my 2 weeks in, because I was like literally just over the place. I was just over it. You know, like when you're starting to like get over it, like get over a job. Like when coming to work every day becomes like stressful and it starts messing with your mental health and your peace, let the job go. It's not even worth it. Like, you are very important. Like, you are really important. Like, so if your mental health is deteriorating and you feel like you need a change, and you feel like you need something new, go and do it, because you don't want to be in a stuck situation to where you have to come to work every day, but you hate coming to work every day and it's just bothering you. That's literally how I felt. And I was just like, I have to get out of there. Like, honestly, like, I feel like I was being, I'm not gonna say mean to the residents, but I had like no patience. Like, it was like I wasn't patient anymore. And I know like I'm like a nice person and stuff, so I didn't want to be like that, like, to residents. Like, I always thought, like, you know, what if it's my mom or my dad? I wouldn't want anybody being mean to them. But like, I had no patience. Like, I would get irritated fast, irritated easy, you know what I'm saying? So when something is not serving you any purpose no more, I felt like they done offer me a raise too late. Like, I shouldn't have to go part-time for you to try to offer me more money at a job that you know that I was serving with the cast on, that I've been picking up every day, that I never complained about nothing, like, and y'all want to just all of a sudden offer me a raise because I'm putting part-time. No, you should be giving me that raise, offer me that raise, because you know how good of a worker I am. Remind y'all that I've been getting a bunch of compliments. I've had people literally write physical notes to me and to my boss about how good of a server I am, and y'all don't want to give me no raise. Y'all just want to, knowing that I've been like talking about like paying off my car for the longest while I was working there. Like, it's not nothing new to them. They knew what the hell they was doing. Like, that's what really irritates me. So that's why I'm glad I put my 2 weeks in and I left that job. Like, literally, y'all, like, my life has been so much happier without that job. Like, extremely happy. Like, I just feel like, I don't know, man. Like, it's so crazy because I made a goal to myself. Well, when I was leaving FedEx like 2 years ago, I was basically saying, like, you know, I want a job that I can be at for a year. Whew, that scared me. It's one of my sticky notes that I put up about myself, you know. Anyway, but be at a job for a year, and that's the job I was at for a year. And then I got my own apartment, and you know, I've been blessed and I've been able to keep everything. But you know, when it's time to just let something go, you just gotta let it go and do what's best for you at the end of the day. Whatever makes you happy, you have to do what's best for you. I put my 2 weeks in at the job. I sure did, just because I got really tired of the job. Like, I was just so exhausted. I didn't like how, well, everything I just mentioned I didn't like. But back to what I was saying, if you feel like you're not being appreciated at a job, if you feel like you're working so hard and you're not like elevating the job, or you're not getting where you want to go, just leave. Like, do what's best for you and just leave. Like, I'm so glad I did. And yeah, I just had to share that with y'all, because they was really tripping. Like, I feel like they was really tripping. Like, and I'm just glad I'm out of there. Like, and it's so crazy because after I put my 2 weeks in, I know for sure 2 other girls put their 2 weeks in. Another girl, like 3 other girls were talking about leaving. And honestly, I'm just like, that's what y'all get, because when y'all don't appreciate a good employee, I hope y'all crash and burn, because y'all should have been valuing what you had before it was gone, like, literally. But that's all I had to say, y'all. I just wanted to come in here and talk to y'all. So if you feel some type of way, if you feeling like you are stuck or whatever, go find another job that makes you happy, that you don't have to dread coming to work to every day, that does not mess with your mental health, your peace, doesn't change you as a person, doesn't do anything or make you feel uncomfortable. And if it does, just find you another job. Like, it's a bunch of jobs out here. Like, and it doesn't matter what type of job you are. You're not better than the next person because you have a certain type of job or anything. Like, don't ever, like, for example, I said that I left FedEx to go to this retirement home job, but now I'm back at FedEx. And honestly, I don't want to be at FedEx either, but FedEx mentally is better than the retirement home, because I was drained doing all this work. It's like literally draining my energy. Like, it was so negative. Like, because you have to be happy, you have to be uppity, you're a server, you know, but you have to be interacting with the residents. And like I said, I didn't want to be like mean and take it out on the residents or anything like that. I'm just happy that I'm out of that job. I have more time for myself, to think about me more while I'm looking for another job and whatnot. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, now I can have some free time, because those hours I was at work every day from like 10 a.m. to 7 p.m., which is not bad, because I'm like, I like to, like, that's enough time for me to sleep over. But like, when it's not worth it, it's not worth it anymore, y'all. I'm telling you, when you feel like your time is up, when your season is up, you have to go. Like, you just have to go. Just take a leap out on a faith and just go with the flow and do what you got to do for yourself, okay? So if you've been struggling, if you've been thinking about it, girl, quit that job. It's like, nah. But just be smart about it. Like, don't quit a job, obviously, if you don't have another job set up. But if you don't have to have another job set up, you still living with your parents and you ain't gotta have a job, quit it. Literally quit it. Like, you don't have to deal with anything that you don't want to in life, like, especially when you don't need to. So yeah, it's like probably like almost 2 in the morning. I was like, I just have to make this video before the day is over, and I definitely wanted to talk to y'all about that. But yeah, if you could relate, let me know in the comments. And if you haven't yet, I don't know why not, but go ahead and subscribe to my YouTube channel. Go ahead and press the bell if you want to get notified every time that I do upload a video. And I'm about to get ready for bed, y'all. It was nice talking to y'all. You know, if you like this video, give me a thumbs up, and I will talk to y'all in my next video. So bye, y'all.